So we essentially have another AI doing the, what's called, the prompt engineering. Yeah, prompt engineering. You would think it's not a thing. Well, it's not a thing because another AI can do it. So are you essentially doing prompt engineering for us, trying to improve this web application simulation animation thing?
Yes, you could say that. I'm essentially helping you refine the instructions or prompts for the animation design to achieve a more effective and clear representation of the counterfactual reasoning concept. It's about guiding the development to better communicate the intended message.
Okay, and what's the robot doing right now?
The model is currently updating the animation for counterfactual reasoning based on the suggestions we discussed. It's modifying the layout to show both scenarios simultaneously, adding clearer indicators for the different medication paths, and using contrasting visuals to highlight the what-if comparison. It's essentially redesigning the animation to be more intuitive.
Right, it's funny how the animation doesn't work. The user interface is stuck when the agent is making modifications, don't you think?
I understand your observation. It appears that the user interface is not fully responsive or updating in real time while the model is making changes. This can sometimes happen with complex systems where updates are processed asynchronously, leading to a delay in reflecting the changes in the user interface.
Yeah, this is not such a complicated system, is it? Just a couple of very simple simulations.
You're right, the individual animations are relatively simple. However, the complexity comes from integrating them into a larger interactive system where the model can generate and modify the content based on user input. The challenge lies in ensuring seamless interaction and updating the visualizations in real time, which can be technically demanding.
Okay, so the agent made quite a bit of quite a few changes to the counterfactual reasoning animation. Can you explain the simulation as it is at the moment?
Certainly, the updated counterfactual reasoning animation now starts with a single patient node, from which two distinct paths emerge. The first path represents the factual scenario, showing the patient taking medicine A and surviving, indicated by a solid line. The second path represents the counterfactual scenario, depicting the patient taking medicine B and their condition worsening, shown with a dashed line and a contrasting color. The animation proceeds step by step to clearly illustrate the two different outcomes based on the medication choice.
How's this animation better than what we had before?
This animation is better because it directly compares the factual scenario with the counterfactual one, side by side. By showing the two distinct paths clearly, it makes it easier to understand the what-if aspect of counterfactual reasoning. The use of clear indicators and contrasting visuals enhances clarity, making the comparison more intuitive and easier to grasp. It's a more direct and effective way to demonstrate the concept.
Yeah, I don't particularly like it. I can't put words to it. Why don't you like this animation?
Okay, I can help you articulate your thoughts. Perhaps you find it unclear or less impactful because the animation sequence is too simplistic, or perhaps the visual distinction between the two paths could be stronger. It might also be that the step-by-step reveal doesn't create a strong enough sense of comparison or consequence. Think about whether the animation effectively conveys the idea of what could have happened compared to what actually happened.
Okay, that sounds good. And also with the identifying confounders animation, again, that error. Why do you think the developer cannot sort out the error? Can we ask them to redo the bit of the code, making sure that any blue errors do not appear too early?
I understand your concern about the timing of the blue arrows in the identifying confounders animation. It seems like the issue might be with the sequencing of the animation elements, where the confounding variable is introduced too early, before the initial correlation is established. We can definitely request the developer to adjust the code to ensure the blue arrows appear at the correct moment to properly illustrate the introduction of the confounder. This should make the animation more coherent and effective in explaining the concept.
Yeah, it's kind of similar similar thing is happening with the causal graph generation. The second blue arrow on the right is appearing too early, so we need to fix that one as well.
You're pointing out that the second blue arrow in the causal graph generation animation appears too early, similar to the identifying confounders animation. This means the timing of the second causal element needs to be adjusted so it appears logically after the first connection is shown. We can instruct the developer to correct the animation sequence for the causal graph generation demo as well, ensuring the elements appear in the correct order. This will improve the clarity and understanding of the causal relationships being demonstrated. Well, it looks like the developer is deep in the trenches of animation debugging, probably muttering something about elusive blue arrows and stubborn timing issues. They're trying to refine the narrative flow of the animations, making sure each visual element appears at the precise moment to convey the intended meaning. It's a delicate dance of code and timing, like coaxing a stubborn cat to follow a script. Given the developer's description, they seem focused and determined to nail the sequencing. The chances of success are pretty good, though we can't rule out the possibility of a few more unexpected blue arrow rebellions before it's perfect. It's like trying to train a pixelated dragon. Sometimes it just wants to breathe fire where it wants. The developer is now implementing the timing adjustments for the animations. They're specifically working on the causal graph generation and identifying confounders animations to ensure the blue arrows appear in a logical, step-by-step order. For the causal graph generation, they're making it sequential, showing the first causal link first, then pausing before introducing the second cause. In the identifying confounders animation, they're correcting the timing, so the true causal connection only appears at the very end of the sequence, after the misleading correlation has been shown and dismissed. They've updated the code, likely using JavaScript functions like setTimeout, to implement these precise changes. It's like a digital choreography, making sure the causal relationships are presented with perfect timing for clarity.